Day 14. Let's go. All right. Day 14, Regolith Reservoir. The distress signal leads you to a giant waterfall. Actually, hang on. The signal seems like it's coming from the waterfall itself, and that doesn't make any sense. However, you do notice a little path that leads behind the waterfall. Correction, the distress signal leads you behind a giant waterfall. There seems to be a large cave system here, and the signal definitely leads further inside. As you begin to make your way deeper underground, you feel the ground rumble for a moment. Sand begins pouring into the cave. If you don't quickly figure out where the sand is going, you could quickly become trapped. Fortunately, your familiarity with analyzing the path of falling material will come in handy here, of course. You scan a two-dimensional vertical slice of the cave above you, your puzzle input, and discover that it's mostly air with structures made of rock. The scan traces the path of each solid rock structure and reports the XY coordinates that form the shape of the path, where X represents distance to the right and Y represents distance down. Each path appears as a single line of text in your scan. After the first point of each path, each point indicates the end of the straight horizontal or vertical line to be drawn from the previous point. For example, 498.4, 498.6, 496.6, blah. This scan means that there are two paths of rock. The first path consists of two straight lines, and the second path consists of three straight lines from these coordinates. Okay. Specifically, the first path consists of a line of rock from 498.4 through 498.6, and another line of rock from 498.6 through 496.6. The sand is pouring into the cave from the point 500 and 0. Drawing rock as a hash and air as a period, and the source of the sand as a plus, this becomes something like this. Okay. I will be interested to see if the rocks always go in cardinal direction. Sand is produced one unit at a time, and the next unit of sand is not produced until the previous unit of sand comes to rest. A unit of sand is large enough to fill one tile of air in your scan. A unit of sand always falls down one step if possible. If the tile immediately below is blocked by rock or sand, the unit of sand attempts to instead move diagonally one step into the left, and if that is blocked, then it tries to move one step to the right. Sand keeps moving along as long as it is able to do so, at each step trying to move down, then down left, then down right. If all three destinations are blocked, then the unit of sand comes to rest and no longer moves, at which point the next unit of sand is created back at the source. So drawing sand that comes to rest is an O. The first unit of sand simply falls straight down, boop, and stops. Second will come here to the left, and then the right, and then on top, and then left and left. After 22, blah, and then finally only two more units of sand. Okay. Once all 24 units of sand shown above have come to a rest, all further sand flows out to the bottom, falling into the endless void. Just for fun, the path for any new sand takes before falling forever is shown here with tildes. Great. Using your scan, simulate the falling sand. How many units of sand come to rest before sand starts flowing into the abyss below? Get your puzzle input. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is build our cave. Our cave is just going to be an array. The first thing to do is get an array, and then we'll just make it 1,000 by 1,000 because that's going to be way more than we need. And then we need to build our lines, and again, are all of our lines always going to be cardinal directions? Certainly seems so. So if that's the case, then that should be easy enough. And so we need to grab our points. Well, okay, for line and input. And then we need to grab our points. And then for each point, we need, and for each point starting with the first point, we need to basically just draw a line in the sand. 1, and then first point x plus plus, and then basically we just need to do the same loop again for all 4 directions. So while fx is greater than minus minus, and then while first y is less than y, same, and then fy plus plus, and then y, first y is greater than second y, first y, okay, second, or first y minus minus, and then we also still need to actually mark our second y, or second point, so first, or second point x, second point y is equal to 1. So going through that should mark 4 point and points. And then, so we're going to do that for every point. We'll just draw the line, draw the line, draw the line. And then for every line, draw the line, draw the line, draw the line. That should solve our cave. And then we should just return cave. And then I would like to see if that is correct. All right, so our first cave, so all of these should be zeros until we get down to 494. So 494 should be a 1 at the 9 position, good. And then 495 should be a 1 at the 9 position, good. And then let's look at 498. It should be several ones at 4, yep, 5, yep, 6, yep, 9, yep, okay. So I think we are in good shape for building the cave. And so the next thing to do is pour sand. So var total sand is equal to 0. We'll keep track of that. And then basically we need to just drop a sand from the top. And then, so I guess we'll just keep another var for more sand equals true. Why not? While more sand, and then more sand is equal to false. And then we'll update that if we need it. As long as one of the 3 below us is available, then we'll drop 1 and y. And then the value, or the one that we drop to, is if cave sx, the new sy, is equal to 0, then we're going to drop 1. We're going to drop straight. So, okay, we'll just leave an empty block. It's fine. Yeah, so more sand equals true. Return total sand. Okay, and so val cave is built. Okay, and then we should be able to return 4 sand of cave. And there's no way this works the first time through. Okay, infinite loop, I'm guessing. Oh. Well, you know, it'd be really cool if I updated the cave. With a 1 or a 2. Alright, check failed. At least it finishes. Alright. Okay, so total sand is way more than 24. So it's... So the in condition is not correct somehow. I see, okay. So what I need to do is pull this out, and if SX is in 0 to 999 and SY is in 0 to 999, And actually, I don't want to fall off the end of the world. We'll just say 998. It's probably gonna have some stupid corner case. Then and more sand is true. All right, 858. Come on, no whammies. Yeah. All right. That's the right answer. Part 2, you realize you misread the scan. There isn't an endless void at the bottom of the scan. There's a floor and you're standing on it. You don't have time to scan the floor, so assume the floor is an infinite horizontal line with a y-coordinate equal to 2 plus the highest y-coordinate at any point in your scan. Great. In the above example, the highest y-coordinate at any point is 9. And so the floor is at y equals 11. Okay. This is as if your scan contained one extra rock path, like infinity 11 to infinity 11. With the added floor, the example above now looks like this. To find somewhere safe to stand, you'll need to simulate falling sand until a unit of sand comes to rest at 500, 0, blocking the source entirely and stopping the flow of sand into the cave. Okay. In the example above, the situation finally looks like this after 93 units of sand come to a rest. Using your scan, simulate the fall. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, 2 problems to do then. So first is we need to figure out what the floor is. All right. We're safe to assume that we can use the grid as stands. In fact, we probably could have just done with the 500 by 500, but that is okay. I do not care. So we want also in our build cave, this is going to break for part 1. Let's just add a boolean here. Add floor boolean. And then false. And then this is going to be 93. And then we're going to add floor true. And then, so val lowest is equal to 0. 0 is the highest, actually, because coordinates are stupid. Okay. And then that's actually going to be a var. And then for line and input, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then for each spot, lowest is equal to the max of lowest and sy. And then if add floor, and then lowest plus 2 is equal to 1, and then we have our floor, ta-da. And then the second thing we need to do is on the pour sand, we need to also see that it doesn't hit our top, and that may just work. It does not just work, okay. All right, so total sand is 92, and I want 93. You know what I'm gonna do, because I just want to end this. Great, and I need to remember to add 1 to this. Boom, okay. I'm gonna clean that up because I took some shortcuts. That's okay. Either way, see you guys tomorrow.